You have big goals. Become the person you are when you reach them. Level up, detach from yourself, watch yourself as if you are the main character in a movie and tell that character when he or she makes a mistake. Neither success nor failure are accidents. The mind controls the character, not the other way around. Hi, how are you? Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. Wow, 2023, and we are still alive. Well, tell me, how have you spent your Christmas? How was your New Year? What are your goals for this year? This is basically just a you-me conversation, and well, Baby Yoda, who is always right here. I've been reading a book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. I actually have it here in my Kindle, and it's just a mind-opening book. As well, I had this problem where I would plan everything so perfectly, and I think that it happens to a lot of us that at the end of the day we have this really good plan all figured out and all written out nicely and in a piece of paper in our laptops, but maybe we begin executing it well, but then there comes a time where you don't even remember what the plan was, and it's not even in your mind anymore. And so, well, bye-bye to the plan, bye-bye to everything. Yes. So the problem most of us have is actually executing the plan. And here is where this book comes into play. It tells us how we can execute step by step our given plan, and even how to plan things, our target, our objective, where do we want to go, and how to actually get there. In a nutshell, and in a really small nutshell, we have the WIG, which is the widely important goal that we are actually trying to achieve. We call this lag measure. Lag measure because you can't directly impact it, but you can impact it through actions. Those actions are called the lead measures, and are the actions that us or our team can actually execute, and if executed correctly, we can move the WIG. We can influence the WIG. So it basically consists on 4 disciplines. The first one, which is define your most important goal. This can only be one goal, as when you focus on several goals at a time, you give a piece of your energy to each one of those goals. And at the end of the day, the amount of energy you gave to each individual one is not enough to impact it, so it just stays the same and no progress is made. While if you make the decision to give your whole focus, your whole entire energy to one goal, then the amount of energy that you can give to that goal is necessary to achieve it, and it can be impacted and it actually makes progress. The second one actually goes and is the step where you define your lead measures. This, or what can you do to impact your goal out of the whole process, out of the whole system. What are the 2-3 things you can take and optimize in order to achieve your goal that will impact most on your WIG? They give a lot of rules for these lead measures, but basically they have to be measurable and they have to be attainable. If you can't measure your lead measures, there is no way in which you can know if you're winning or losing. The third discipline is to keep a scoreboard. And this is so important because as human beings, we are naturally driven to things that motivate us, right? So it's really common that we plan, right? We plan, we even execute, but there's a time where we just disengage with all of it. The book calls it whirlwind, which is basically day-to-day activities that you need to do as a human being, or that you need to do as part of a business, and which is your day-to-day which are your day-to-day tasks, and basically the tasks that are important for the business to continue running. So it's basically your work, but what we are trying to create is a breakthrough. So let's say you spend 80% of your energy on the whirlwind, right? And that is an 80% that's essential, and you can't actually take from it because the business will fail or something, or your normal tasks in your normal day-to-day tasks. It doesn't necessarily have to be in business. However, what we are looking at is what are we going to do with that 20% that's left. So the point of 40x is to take that 20% and utilize it to make an important breakthrough. So basically, the scoreboard has to be visible. You have to be able to access it easily, and you also have to be able to determine if you're winning or if you're losing in a matter of 5 seconds or less, according to the book. So as I was saying, as human beings, we need motivation, right? So look, how the book explains it is that, for example, people love watching a soccer ball, right? And it's really exciting and really thrilling when 10 seconds are left and the two teams are in a draw. And how you can determine who's winning, who's losing, how would you shout when your favorite team scores? By the scoreboard, by looking at the scoreboard. So do you think that you would have that much attention in the game if you didn't even know what the score was? Or like if a team scores and you don't even like know if they're winning, they're losing. So slowly you begin to lose interest in the game, you get up and you leave. The book even gives that example, that in a football match that literally, I think it was in a school, that all the school was like so thrilled about it, and you know, they were so excited, and the place where they were going to play was full, but then something happened and the scoreboard stopped functioning. So actually the audience didn't know what team was winning and what team was losing. From having a really focused audience, a really focused on the game audience, they became disengaged and they began talking and, you know, just whatever except paying attention to the game. So that actually demonstrates the impact a scoreboard has on us and also on our performance. So the fourth and last discipline is the discipline of accountability. Accountability is so important because you can have the previous 3 disciplines all checked, but without accountability, you or your team will just not comply. That's why it's so important to, you know, if you really are looking to improve yourself, to look for an accountability partner, which can be your brother, your sister, a friend, or an online person. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to know that person, but you know, just having that pressure of accountability on us, it may make the whole difference. So what the book says is that it's really important to have a WIG session at least weekly. In this WIG session that must be max 15 minutes long, the team views the scoreboard, analyzes the results, they talk about the commitments they made last week, and if they complied or if they didn't, and what they're going to do this week to move the scoreboard in their favor. And the point of doing it in front of the whole team, in front of the leaders of leaders, and in front of the leaders of the frontline teams, which are basically the leaders that are leading other leaders, and the leaders that are leading the team that is actually working in the system and not on the system. So the purpose of doing all this is that they are committing themselves to something in front of the whole team, and that creates accountability, because now they have the pressure to prove that what they say, they actually comply and they actually stick to it. All of this avoids the fact that some teammates, for example, they see the scoreboard, but there's no people actually holding them accountable. So that's where they begin saying, what is the actual purpose of this? And they begin asking questions like, why are they tracking me so much? What is the whole point of us doing this? I have too much work to do. You know, I have too much work to do already. So really, I really recommend this. This video is not a summary of the book, no, not even close. But I invite you to read this book because it can help you with your personal goals. It can help you with your business. It can help you, you know, if you are someone who works in an office or with a team, to invite others to read this book and to apply this system, because it's a system that has been proven for so many years, and the biggest companies of the world have implemented it, and only good results have been the outcome. So how can you implement this book? You know, you don't even have to read the book to to implement this in your 2023 goals. This is the easiest example I can give you so you can understand. Let's say that you wanna get fit in 2023. First of all, get fit is your WIG, right? Your wildly important goal. You can't directly influence you getting fit. But what you can do is create lead measures, basically create measurable, directly impacted, directly influenced actions that you can perform every certain period of time. So eventually that wig moves in your favor, hopefully. So WIG, getting fit. The key here is to create a habit. Take the lead measures, go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Limit my fast food intake to 1 time per week at most. And weigh myself once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever, not necessarily. And now you have to make that a habit. So a really good method to combine for the X to achieving your goals is to write your goal and then develop 3 habits from that goal that you're going to implement during this year to be, in our example, fit by the end of 2023 or maybe even before that. So if you want to be fit, grow the habit of going to the gym and find an accountability partner, which can be a friend or a gym partner who holds you accountable. You know, like for example, if you don't go to the gym 3 times a week at least, if you eat more than twice fast food during a week, or if you fail to measure, or if you fail to weigh yourself, or anything like that, whatever your other habit would be, you give your friend $50. Okay, and who wants to lose $50 that way? No one. And it's not only about the money, but also the sense of failure, right? That you said that you are a person of your word, and then you go and stated and committed to something, and you didn't actually comply with it. So in summary, this is a really good book. I'm gonna leave the cover here. You can find it, or you can even go to YouTube and just search a summary. And remember to leave your goals really clear. It's really important for you to have a purpose. This is a new year which will not be wasted. I invite you guys to leave a comment with your most important goal for 2023. It doesn't really matter if you're a subscriber. It doesn't really matter if this is the first video that you saw and it appeared in your For You page, or I don't know, it's completely random. I invite you to leave a comment down below. What is your most important goal for 2023? Something that you really want to achieve. Because remember, something written gets done. Have your most important goal, develop 3 habits which can be your lead measures that are actually going to impact on your lag measure, aka wildly important goal. I've been saying that a lot during these past 22 minutes that I have been recording. Keep a scoreboard. You know, your scoreboard may be a checklist of, I love Notion, so you can build a habit tracker in Notion. I'm gonna put a screenshot here of more or less what I'm talking about. You can also look for that on YouTube. You know, they're already created. You don't need to create it yourself, although I would recommend it because it's also said in the book that the more you personalize your scoreboard, the more engaged you are with it. So the thing is, keep a scoreboard and find yourself an accountability partner who can hold you accountable for you to achieve your goals. So I really hope you liked this video. And remember, leave that comment. Bye. See you in the next one.